What's up, bitches? In today's video, we're going to be doing something a little different. Today, we're going to talk about the state of Lucasfilm. We're going to talk about the state of Lucasfilm because of their new movie, Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. We're going to touch on some Kathleen Kennedy and some Star Wars. So let's dive right in this bitch. Hope you guys enjoy. The tragedy of Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. Now, I'm not one bit surprised. A lot of people are upset about the film, and understandably so. Once again, the male protagonist that the film is actually named after is sidelined by, would you believe it, a brunette female character. I never really looked into the hair color of the woman that have been casted until I watched a video shitting all over the film, and the creator pointed this detail out to me. It was a facepalm moment, for sure. This has been a trend for Lucasfilm, as Rey from the Skywalker saga is a brunette. Jyn Erso from Rogue One is also a brunette. Helena Shaw, also a brunette. You want to guess who the president of Lucasfilm is? Yeah, a brunette. Her name is Kathleen Kennedy. The hair color really doesn't matter. I really couldn't care less, but it's a fun fact all the same. The problem is Lucasfilm has been doing this thing that I'm sure by now most of you already know, is they keep writing these stories with strong female leads. The problem is it's just not working, and it hasn't been working. Not that you can't tell a good story with a strong female protagonist, but what Disney and Lucasfilm have been doing is not good storytelling. Not even close. So right now, let's just focus on Indiana Jones, okay? Let me just start by saying that has to be the coolest male name. I have 3 kids. 2 of them are not mine biologically, but my daughter is. I don't have a son, but if I did, I would probably name him Indiana because it's just awesome. I do have a son, he's not my biological, but his name's Aiden, and it's still a pretty cool name, so getting sidetracked. The film's opening box office numbers are not making shareholders happy, I can promise you. At the end of the day, Disney likes money. That's the goal, ladies and gentlemen. That's not happening. The Dial of Destiny, at the time of making this video, the film has made $130 million in 3 days, worldwide. The film costs over $300 million to make. Realistically, the final installment of the franchise needs to make over that to break even. Now, I haven't seen the film. I'm just not interested, and I'll tell you why in just a moment. When looking at reviews, it's kind of all over the place. Google reviews saying 81% like the movie. IMDb, is a 6.9 out of 10, and Rotten Tomatoes has it at a 68%. IGN gave it a 4 out of 10, but fuck IGN. Nobody cares what they think. By the time this video is posted, I'm sure the metrics will be different. Now let me dive into the whole Lucasfilm situation. Hold on to your butts because I have to try to narrow this thing down and not drag out the video because you shitheads watching have an attention span of an ant and can't focus up for more than 8 minutes unless it's a video game or you're watching The Walking Dead. And apparently you can't even focus on that anymore, but I don't blame you. That show is trash. But that's a whole different video. Okay. Lucasfilm. These fuckers. I'm trying to refrain from blaming Kathleen Kennedy because let me tell you, if you look up the definition of beating a dead horse, there's a picture of Kathleen's face. Rumor has it Kathleen might be shown the door out of the kingdom. And would I be upset over this news? No. This is entirely speculation, and I don't think Disney will make any sudden changes until the smoke clears from this Indiana Jones movie. It's really just a lot of guessing, and I don't want to guess. I want to know. Now look, guys, we need to understand something. Kathleen Kennedy has been a straight killer in the film industry for over 4 decades. This woman is smart. A lot smarter than anyone creating content on YouTube, and that might bust your balls, but that's how you grow. Sometimes you just need to eat the crow. She has a contract with Lucasfilm, and she will remain in control through 2024. After that contract, then I could see Disney moving in a different direction. Until then, she remains. it's hard for me to completely believe what has happened at Lucasfilm from the moment she took control of the company. Uh, the reason I say that, she's been part of two of the highest grossing films of the 90s. She is the co-founder of Amblin Entertainment alongside none other than the man himself, Steven Spielberg, and Frank Marshall, who's also her husband. This lady has been laying down straight slappers, okay? She's been in all aspects of filmmaking. It's what she went to school for. She graduated from San Diego State and majored in telecommunications and film. On paper, you would think she knows what she's doing. You would think she knows what she's doing. Contrary to the negative reception the last decade with Lucasfilm. Now, I will give credit where credit is due. Kathleen Kennedy is the definition of success. She's worked her ass off to get to where she is today. She's been part and produced some of the most popular films we know today. Love or hate the new Star Wars trilogy, it made $4.4 billion worldwide between all three films, surpassing $1 billion each. The new Star Wars trilogy was a success, monetary speaking. Disney has made its money back, but has failed to keep the Lucasfilm IP relevant post the new Star Wars trilogy. The side stories and the TV shows are not doing well, and fans aren't happy. Disney is not interested in your happiness. They are not interested in quality product. They care about the cash. They want to justify that $4.2 billion purchase of Lucasfilm. And if that means throwing everything at the wall until something sticks, that's exactly what they're going to do. Now, Disney is kind of caught up into this woke politics conundrum. They're obviously pushing an agenda, and it's not just Kathleen Kennedy. Believe me when I say Disney has a lot of influence on some of the decisions Kathleen has had to make when it comes to her Star Wars and Indiana Jones included. While I'm sure the strong woman agenda that has been shoved down everyone's throats resonates with her, it's not completely Kathleen Kennedy's fault. Disney wants to support the diversify. They want to support the minority. They want to be inclusive and diversified. And I'm sure that most of the people higher up at Disney feel this way, and that's great. That's what you would come to expect from a company like Disney. I'm for that. It's hard to believe just looking at it from the outside, looking in, that Kathleen needs to push her ideas onto a film in the way that we've seen it in Star Wars and Indiana Jones. She has nothing to prove, guys. She's been a strong female protagonist her whole life. It's evident in the projects that she's been part of, the success that it's had. So why? This really should have been an easy layup to make a good returning Star Wars trilogy, but instead Disney and Lucasfilm continue to go against the fans that make up the majority of its base and shit all over them by pushing this feminist agenda. I already knew, based on what I've experienced with the Star Wars trilogy, that Indiana Jones was just going to follow suit and destroy the characters that made the film what it was and make you guessed it, strong brunette female character the main focus of the movie. And it just doesn't work. The way that they are doing this is just egregious. They really don't care. Why do you have to kill off Shia LaBeouf's character? Make Indiana some rundown drunk at the end of his life. Then introduce the female protagonist to make him come out and be Indiana Jones one more time. It's bullshit. It's out of touch on purpose, and it makes me not interested in anything Lucasfilm shits out anymore. Completely uninterested. Not invested. Shia LaBeouf, contrary to his behavior over the years, could have been a good reboot for the franchise and for Disney. It would have been a slam dunk for them. I liked his character in The Crystal Skull, and him being the next Indiana Jones just makes sense. Down to him wearing the hat, the iconic jacket, and those damn khakis.
What are you wearing, Jake from State Farm?
Khakis.
Seriously. It would have been better than this bullshit. Now, it's over. Unless somehow you use the Dial of Destiny to bring back Indiana's son, then maybe. The source material has been left for you, especially with Star Wars. You don't have to mimic the stories line for line, but draw from the ideas left by these creators, the creators that actually like Star Wars. Once again, I got a little off track from the purpose of this video. Indiana Jones is an iconic character. I've watched all 4 movies, but to be completely transparent, I'm not over the moon for the franchise. I think the medium does a good job telling a story using Harrison Ford as its catalyst. His personality really fits the character, and I see why the films were successful all them years ago. But the series doesn't do a lot for me personally. I'm pretty picky when it comes to films. I don't watch a lot of TV. I'm not a fan of most TV series. Lucasfilm has had a pretty easy opportunity to cash in on this name. Creating a coherent story really should have been a drop in the bucket for them. But no. Remember, guys, it's Lucasfilm. And they are who we thought they were.
But they are who we thought they were.
The fans already know the smoke Disney and Lucasfilm are trying to blow up everyone's ass. And the box office numbers reflect that. Kathleen Kennedy, like I said, will remain in control of Lucasfilm through 2024. After her contract is up, unless something magical happens in a good way for Lucasfilm, I don't see her sticking around. If I were her, I wouldn't even want to. I'm not Kathleen Kennedy, and I can only speculate how she actually feels about the company and Disney. But if I were her, I would want to do something else. At the end of the day, she's made millions, and she'll continue making millions. Naturally, she's going to be blamed for the disaster that is Lucasfilm right now, where it's at, where it lays. Heavy lies the crown. So, guys, that's the end of this video. Do you guys like the new Indiana Jones movie? Can you see Kathleen Kennedy remaining in control of Lucasfilm? Is she actually going to be shown the door before her contract is up? Let me know down in the comments. Guys, help me out by smashing that like button. It'll really help me build this channel and keep creating content. But other than that, guys, I'm out of here. Bye.